Here's what happened when he got up close and personal with these gentle giants. Before we get going, it would be great if you could subscribe. Now let's go. One of the most magical experiences you can have on this planet is trekking into the heart of the jungle and coming face to face with wild mountain gorillas. Of course, there are plenty of other animals to spot along the way, including chimpanzees, elephants, buffaloes, and various antelope species. In Rwanda, all gorilla trekking is done in Volcanoes National Park, home to around 600 mountain gorillas. However, there are two national parks where you can trek for mountain gorillas: Bwindi Impenetrable National Park and Gahinga Gorilla National Park. To trek in either of these parks, you must spend the night before in a nearby village. This means that unless you want to camp overnight, you'll need to book 2 nights in total. They are pricey, but knowing that only 80 people are allowed to track each of the habituated troops per day makes us feel that it's money well spent. You'll need to check in and get your permit stamped before heading to the briefing point. Here you'll meet your guide and the rest of the group. You'll also receive a briefing on what to do and what not to do when you finally spot the gorillas. Once you've heard the rules and met your porters, it's time to set off. Seeing the gorillas was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's something that I hope everyone gets the chance to do. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Not only does it help protect these beautiful creatures, but it also ensures that their habitat remains undisturbed. Each permit costs $1,500 in Rwanda and $700 in Uganda. Please note that prices are subject to change, and always confirm the most up-to-date information before booking your trip. After spending time with the gorillas, it's time to head back. Depending on where you're staying, you may be able to relax for the rest of the day, or maybe you'll have some more exploring to do. There are some amazing lodges near Bwindi that are highly recommended by our team. They really add to the experience. If you're traveling to Uganda, you may also have time to squeeze in a golden monkey trek. There's lots of uphill climbing, and the terrain can be very muddy and slippery. Our team leader, Harry, is very fit and active. He's used to hiking with heavy luggage, and even he found the trek challenging at times. If you're worried about the difficulty of the trek, don't worry. The porters are there to help. They're strong and experienced and will carry anything you don't need. Just make sure to tip them well. Golden monkeys are found only in the Virunga Mountains and are definitely worth checking out. That way you'll have plenty of time to observe them before they head back into the jungle for the day. You're only allowed to spend 1 hour with the gorillas, but that's enough time to get some amazing photos and learn about their behavior from your guide. Some of the things you might see include silverback gorillas protecting their troop, baby gorillas playing, and even gorillas eating. The trek can take anywhere from 1 to 4 hours to reach the gorillas and usually takes place at around 7:30 a.m. Let's talk packing list. What do you need to bring on your adventure? First off, let's talk about clothing. Because we'll be spending most of our time in the jungle, we suggest wearing long-sleeve shirts and pants. This will help protect you from insects and thorny bushes. We also recommend bringing a waterproof jacket, a hat, and gloves. It might not seem like it, but it can get pretty cold in the mountains. If you're trekking in Uganda, we also suggest bringing a walking stick. This will help you keep your balance on the steep and slippery terrain. Sturdy walking shoes are also a must. You won't be able to do any of these activities without them. Finally, don't forget to bring some sunscreen, insect repellent, and plenty of water. You'll need to bring your passport and make sure it's valid for at least 6 months from the date of entry. Both Rwanda and Uganda require visas to enter. For Rwandan visas, we recommend applying online at least 72 hours before arrival. You can apply for a Ugandan visa online or on arrival at one of their international airports. You should also bring proof of yellow fever vaccination and make sure you have travel insurance that covers you for the activities you will be doing. Because the park is relatively small, it is possible to start and finish the trek on the same day and then head back to Kigali, the capital city, for some well-deserved R&R. There's no need to bring any camping equipment because everything will be provided for you. And finally, please leave your drone at home. Drones are not permitted in either park. Most tours will include a visit to the nearby Gienfasi tomb. This is the final resting place of the famous American zoologist who dedicated her life to studying and protecting mountain gorillas. Each has its own pros and cons, but the main difference between the two is price. Trekking permits in Uganda are around half the price of those in Rwanda. If you want to know more about the differences between the two, check out our blog post, The Ultimate Guide to Gorilla Trekking in Rwanda and Uganda. But nothing compares to tracking down a troop of gorillas and then seeing them in their natural habitat. And that's exactly what we did recently when we went on a gorilla safari in both Rwanda and Uganda. There are only two places on Earth where you can see these magnificent creatures in the wild: the remote jungles of Central Africa. Rwanda and Uganda are the only two countries where you can do this. So the first decision to make is which country to visit. Once you've chosen your country, the next thing to decide is whether to do a 1 or 2 day trek. In Uganda, now that we've covered the basics, next, as for what you can leave at home, we suggest leaving your valuables in the hotel safe. So what about the elephant in the room, the gorilla permits? On the day of the trek, we suggest arriving at the park headquarters early. The trek itself is physically demanding. If you want to get the best experience possible, we suggest getting to the gorillas first thing in the morning. Speaking of food, you'll probably work up an appetite during the trek. Luckily, there's a picnic lunch included. And that's what happened when Harry went on his recent trip.